Hi, I'm Alyssa Gaines, and so as she said, I'm the inaugural Youth Poet Laureate of the city of Indianapolis. And that title, just to give some kind of context and background, it's combining civic leadership as well as literary excellence. So it's not only about what I can do for my community through my writing, but also active civic engagement. And so my platform as YPL is providing the same access to poetry as an artistic outlet that was provided to me. When I was very young, I was introduced to slam poetry, and I got involved with the scene in Indianapolis very early. And so I've been fortunate enough to watch the kind of poetry scene here blossom as I kind of got older. So it's really giving back to my community in the sense that the same way someone opened the door to this creative outlet for me, I'm hoping to do the same for other kids within the community who possibly have not had the same access to this art form that I've had. So for you guys today, I'm going to be performing two of my own poems. The first one is called Tongue-Tied. This one I wrote earlier this year as like a class project, and I submitted it for the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. And through that, I progressed through the different rounds, and I was able to go to Carnegie Hall to accept a writing award. So just, I've been offered a lot of different opportunities through this art form, so I'm very excited to kind of give back to my community and show them these same opportunities that have been shown to me. This poem is called Tongue-Tied. On Saturdays, my tongue is naked. It tastes like ropa vieja y café, sips Malta Goya, sits in the back of my mouth and relaxes, ignores the S's in Spanish sentences, tastes like the chitlins my grandma makes with extra hot sauce, tastes like hot Cheetos and Takis, and stains red. On Saturdays, my tongue sings Celia Cruz. My tongue dances over every syllable to the rap songs on the radio without fear or the restriction of any stereotype. White dress left hanging in my closet chants Zumbale mambo pa que mi gata prendan los motores without tripping over tricky lace and dances. To R&B and to alternative and to soul, my tongue moves fast and flips around a new facet of me. My tongue is multi-dimensional, fast moving and unmasked on Saturdays. On Sundays, my tongue wears black, mourning the now dead nakedness that it wants back. It knows what we must do tomorrow. On weekday mornings, I squeeze my tongue into a white dress, pull a veil down over the tip of it, a mask over my language that when I talk drapes out of my mouth to the floor. Throughout the day, my tongue is married to my private school, tied up in matrimony and faithful commitment to the culture there, committed in fear to the concept of being well-spoken tongue, tangled up in all this white, and they call me articulate. When I talk, I taste the weekday worn clothes, and they feel foreign against the roof of my mouth. Mother always taught me to dress appropriately. Even when no one else's tongues are clothed, instead, my peers introduce themselves with Hermes bracelets and Balenciaga shoes. They say their greetings in skin and say goodbye in material items they leave behind and never come back for. Generational wealth follows them into each educational space they enter, and I'm left with my tongue all dressed up trying to haggle down the price. When I said my vows, I knew the newlywed specials in life that come from this white dress. Ambition walked me down the aisle, knowing this wedding was the only way to success, tongue tangled head to toe in total white, and they call me articulate. My use of naked tongue can never be appropriate, is always rude. I know that being black means existing as two. I know that wearing this dress is something I must do, and so I do it. And wait for that feeling of freedom I get Saturday mornings and relinquish Sunday nights. Okay, and the next poem I'm going to perform, this one is called Black Lives Matter. I wrote it, I think in the 5th grade around that time. I was invited to my friend's 13th birthday party, and they had this huge Confederate flag on their back porch. And so it's kind of about figuring out how to bridge those gaps and through civic discourse and how you care about someone, but you also have to let them know about a problem that affects you very deeply. And so this poem, I took it with me to compete in Slam of the Americas, which is put on by the National Endowment of the Arts in Washington, D.C. And so that's another amazing opportunity that I've been given through this art form. And so for others to be able to find that means a lot to me. I went to my friend named September's 13th birthday party in rural Indiana, where I had to convince her to take her Confederate flag down so that I could come. I still went to the party, but the damage was done. The reason I was so hurt was because still in our country, innocent blacks are being slain by police, and people have the nerve to display a flag with prejudiced racial history. She wondered why I was so upset. July 13th, 2013, George Zimmerman found not guilty. Where was she when the verdict was in, when 6 non-black women said Zimmerman was innocent? I was in Florida when they picked the jurors. My mama's house when they gave the verdict. I remember in my journal I wrote how they just handed him his gun like, "We're sorry, sir, you're free to go." And it hurts that my mother must tell my 8-year-old brother the way to behave if he ever gets pulled over. It's like what you don't hear in the police shooting recordings. The one thing they're missing, the warning. Be compliant, put your hands in the sky and explain the situation. Drop your weapon. But the weapon I can't drop is the reason I'm a target. It's because I'm black, woke, and politically conscious. No justice, no peace. No racist police, no killing innocent blacks and leaving their bodies in the streets, hashtagging Black Lives Matter, because police aren't treating us like all lives do. When I say Black Lives Matter, how could that offend blue? How, after everything we've been through, is rude? How is it socially unacceptable to fear for my little brother's life? How if I dread the day he learns how to drive and I voice it, it's impolite? Because black people are being persecuted by police who receive paid leave, and if you really believed that all lives mattered, why don't you support black ones in our time of need? When people talk about breast cancer, would you say all cancers matter? So why are people mad is the operative word, black, and oh, the irony. It's funny almost, people say blue lives matter when all jobs do, and their defense is they never said that all jobs don't. See, we say things like Black Lives Matter every day, and nobody combats it because black isn't what we say, and legality is only a technicality when it comes to police brutality. What if September, your dad or your uncle or your little brother was at risk? Would you stay peaceful? Would you stay quiet? Would you enjoy being told how to handle it? No. I'm upset because I'm tired of hearing the officers have not been charged, or they were acquitted, when there was so much evidence they could have admitted. And the one shooting that made me particularly mad was Charles Kinsey, who was lying hands up on his back. It showed, no matter how much my mother teaches my brother MJ, even if he does what the officers say, even if all the talking he does is to explain, even if he's protecting a man with autism, all lives can't matter until black lives do, and I won't quit until every September realizes that it's for these innocent people, whose killers not punished, whose bodies scattered, that I'm here with my fist high proclaiming Black Lives Matter. Thank you.